Hello everyone, my name is Dominique. Today I'll be going over 3 different bodies of work that I have created recently or somewhat recently. I'll be discussing the themes in each of them, my process in making each piece, as well as my influence for all of the pieces. Alrighty, so to start off, my first piece is titled My Best Nightmare. It is 3 foot by 4 foot. It's oil on canvas. So to start off with the theme, the main overall theme of this piece is letting other people help you, especially when you are having a hard time helping yourself. I'm going to skip the process real quick because I think the influence and inspiration is important. The influence for this piece is personal. It's based off my nightmares. Having to fight this entity on the left-hand side of the painting, fighting that creature and having to turn into a monster myself in order to beat it. I don't always win, and I have a hard time letting other people help me. My family members help me, and that translates into real life. I have a hard time letting other people help me when I'm struggling, when I'm down, and creating this piece is showing that it's okay, that you can't always win. There are going to be other people there to help you and assist you. Moving on to the process, for me to understand what these creatures look like, since they are based off of my nightmares, they're not real. I had to do a lot of sketches to understand the form of the creatures, and also I had to do sketches of the background, of the setting, so I knew kind of to understand the proportions of everything and placement of each creature, so everything was cohesive and harmonious together. Alrighty, so moving on to the next piece, which is actually a series titled Battle Aftercare. It's 9 inches by 12 inches, ink on paper. The overall theme for this one is dealing with your emotions after a stressful or traumatic experience. So for the process, I had to research how different people will react to a very stressful situation. I used some of my personal experience as well, but it was mainly the research that I did. The character on the right is feeling deflective with their feelings and is wanting to cater to everyone else and make sure they're okay. The character in the middle is feeling a sense of dread, responsibility for the destruction that happened and not being able to protect everyone. And the character on the left is also feeling responsible for the destruction that happened, but is feeling more aggressive and vengeful and destructive with their feelings. So for the influence, all of these are just different shows I'm inspired by. I like the character development that the producers have in all these shows, and I'm hoping to incorporate that into my own work as well. Alrighty, for the last piece, it's actually a digital piece titled The Werebeast and the Vampire. So the theme, there's actually 2 for this one, is fantasy and a slice of life kind of feeling for it. For the process, I was focused on sketching, especially this big werewolf, which I call it werebeast because it's a mixture of different creatures. Sketching that werebeast and understanding the anatomy of the creature, as well as studying up some anatomy of humans for the vampire down there, and also taking some reference photos. The reference photos were mainly of my partner. Those are the main reference photos that I used. And I used myself for a reference for the werebeast because these 2 characters are based off of my partner and I. So moving on to the influence, obviously personal because these characters represent my partner and I, but also looking into more of creepy Halloween characters like werewolves and vampires and ghosts and ghouls and zombies. That was all those were the main influence for this piece. So yeah, much more lighthearted than my other 2. I wanted to include that because I don't always create serious bodies of works. And that is the conclusion from my presentation over my 3 bodies of work and 1 series. I'm hoping to continue working with the themes I presented here and improve my skills. So thank you so much for your time.